Hey guys, welcome back. Tisha here, back with another recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 8, episode 13. And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, this review is probably gonna be trash because as I was sitting there watching the episode, I've realized how much I've enjoyed not having to recap the show. It's not because it's on a Saturday night. It's not because of the time slot. It's not because at this very moment I was doing anything. I actually got home an hour and still didn't even watch it, even though I had an opportunity to watch it on time because I just had no desire to, because something told me that it was going to be a waste of time, and I kind of feel like it was. But let's go ahead and get into my initial thoughts. Tisha, to me, is such a hypocrite because she was so upset last season when Nell and she thought Mel invited Kiki to come to the cash trip to go to Houston, and felt some type of way about not, having her come there, and how dare they do that and all these other things. And yet here she is prepared to do the very thing that she was complaining about when it comes to Mel. You know for a fact that Mel does not see it for Destiny, and Destiny doesn't see it for Mel. So why, if you were so bothered by it being done to you, are you willing to do it to someone else? But it's a cash trip. Hopefully Mel didn't put any money into this. Hopefully production kind of led the way on who was going to be invited and things of that nature with a few allowances, because a lot of these decisions don't make sense to me. Inviting Destiny and inviting Sunni is a mess waiting to happen. And when you invite those two people and you have that dynamic there where the energy is obviously going to be off, then I already know that next week is going to be a mess. And we can tell in the preview. So we begin the episode with Mel doing one of her jobs, which is property preservation. She has a class. She advertises it often. I know it's over $1,000. I think the price varies on when you do it. I haven't really been looking too much. But she decided this time to also have people from around the world come to state and get some hands-on training where they actually get to walk an area. They have a contractor out them helping them. Say what you want to say. I'm not knocking her hustle. You see that people are on Zoom, as well as people there are in person. Mel calls Sunni while she's there, in my opinion, being messy and making a scene, because she says that, Sunni says that she does real estate stuff. She does renovation and things of that nature. So why not go ahead and call her, because something like this is beneficial to her as well. So she talks to her on the phone. She tells her what she's doing. Mel lets her know, you maybe should have been out here. She tells Mel that, they're planning on getting property out there. Mel is shocked. At this point, I don't know why. She says that it's a little odd because Huntsville is up and coming, but there's not a lot out there. And we know that Mel doesn't want to be in Huntsville. If I remember correctly, I think Mel actually has a condo or something of some sort in Atlanta, because if it were up to Mel would have left Huntsville a long time ago, but she can't because of her children's father. We leave there and we see Chris and Nell. They talk about him wanting a skybox and how maybe they should do some stuff for the kids. They discuss the therapy session with Dr. Francis and how it went. And Nell said, no offense to Dr. Francis, but she didn't really like how the session went, because she didn't like that he just focused on her when she wanted him to talk about the kids. And Chris, tells her that he's thinking that Dr. Francis is saying that it starts with them, which it does. But I feel like what they're not thinking about or realizing is one session isn't enough. That's a situation that's going to need ongoing things, especially because how quickly Nell jumps from 0 to 100. He says that the bottom line is, in order to see change from the kids, we're going to have to make some changes together ourselves. We got to make sure that we keep boundaries and things of that nature. She agrees. End of that scene. We then have Kimmy and Maurice. They have their event. Everyone has been invited to this event but Martell. I'm surprised that they picked Mel over Martell, but that's what they did. Mel arrives, asks if it's okay to make an announcement at the thing. Kimmy's like, yeah, but can I know what it is? And she says, no, it's a surprise. Kimmy's better than me because it's my event. And you're going to tell me what you want this announcement to be, because who's to say? She said it was good news, but I think it would have been a courtesy to tell her what it was, because to have everybody leave the table and tell them versus, I don't know. I just didn't like how it was done. It was cute the way she did it, but I don't like how it was done. Tisha and Marceau arrive. Mel doesn't take any time to talk about Black. She wants to know what happened to Black because she sent some of her students over there after her property preservation class, and they said it was closed. Tisha, then trying to be funny, was like, did you send your students or did you send your millimeters? I need them to get off of this millimeter thing. Because everybody has fans. Maybe they don't call each other's names. Maybe Mel's go to a different extreme. But it's not that deep, because the same way Mel has fans, she also has people that despise her and put different things in the comment section. Just go look out on Twitter. There's a lot of people who don't like Mel. With that being said, why do we have to keep on bringing up these people without faces? Like millimeters this and millimeters that. Find something else. It's getting old. And I seriously feel like after this season, I may be done with this. I already don't give the type of review that I normally give where it's more detailed because of the foolishness. So Marceau says, bottom line is it's down for a week. They're closed because he bought a whole bunch of furniture and stuff like that, and he didn't pay the taxes on it. Mel finds it a little odd because Mel says that she's had businesses before that had furniture and stuff, and she never had that problem. Mel, it's not the same type of thing. You weren't running a restaurant, number one. And number two, you handle things a little bit differently than him, obviously. Let's not comment on it, though, because it can happen to anyone. And despite how we may feel about the Scotts, one business that did seem to be doing well for them was that cigar lounge. So the event begins. Kimmy stands up, says that they have a mom and pop shop. They've had a lot of interest on it. So the chef that they're doing the tasting with today is interested in that space. That's a unique way to see if somebody should get a space. I don't feel like it should require all that. As long as they have their rent, what do you care about who's being in there? Is it a partnership type of thing? Because why did you need to do this? But it's a good way for this lady to also get her business name out there to be on the show. So the chef that they're doing the tasting for with today, her name is Chef La Chastity. Everyone is enjoying the food. She's giving them like comfort food because she has yams and she called it dressing and turkey and things of that nature and chicken. And she was giving them some good food. Everyone enjoys it. And for some reason, while they're eating the food, Nell decides to bring up Destiny and asks if anyone heard from her. Different people are saying no, and then Trisha informs the group that she does train Destiny and that she has some choice words for some of the people. Nell tries to act like maybe one of those people, what was it, Nell? Somebody acted like maybe one of those people was Kimmy, and the answer was no, it's not Kimmy. Nell then tries to act like everybody needs to watch Sunni around their men, and it said no. Kimmy's like, no, I asked her. She don't have no interest in none of our men. You're fine. She don't want your man. I think it's a mess. Kimmy says that she feels like when it comes to this situation, out of the two, that Moses is the most culpable. I agree. Others don't, but that's my feeling. I don't feel like Sunni owed her anything. Do I feel like Sunni was wrong? Yeah, she was wrong because of the way that she handled the situation. But Moses is the one who knew her for all these years. Moses is the one who was dating her. Moses is the one that was with her. She needs to just take that up with Moses. Stormy doesn't agree. Chris talks about, how she said that she was her producer. She wasn't her friend. It is her job to befriend them. We've heard this time and time again. Tisha says that's a lie because she was doing things that just weren't production. She was meeting her outside of the show. She was going out of town and she would see her and things of that nature. Tisha is really invested in this situation, and I need for Tisha to focus more on what she has going on, because other than the Sunni situation, what has Tisha given us? What has Mel given us? What have a lot of these people given us? This season is trash. So Sunni and Moses still want to move to Huntsville. And Tisha and others feel like it's adding salt to the wound. So everybody's sitting around the table now talking about Sunni and Moses and how messed up they both are and how messed up Sunni is. And Mel is the only one who seems to be bothered by it. She then tells us that despite Kimmy at first saying that, you know, she appreciates her for being there for her, Sunni for being there for her, she's also saying other things as well. And she tells us that she's surprised that Kimmy is joining in on this too, especially given what Kimmy had said with Sunni being there for her. I don't really know how I feel about it. Are they cutting some stuff out? Because I know Kimmy was allowing them to talk and say various things, but Mel, you didn't interject and stop them or say anything either. So can you just complain about Kimmy when you two at the table didn't say anything? And she may have her reasons because maybe she didn't want to get into it, but you didn't waste any time to take that bone and then carry it back to Sunni and tell her the different things that were being said. We then get on Trisha and Ken and their lies, and the subject of the ex comes up, and Ken says he needs to stop talking about him and complaining about him because at this point he does everything. Marceau lets him know that the husband said that there was a pre-relationship. I don't believe anything that comes out of Ken or Trisha's mouth, because at this point, this story has changed so many times. 1 minute it was 5 years. Now they knew each other for 5. They dated for 2. Then they knew each other since 2015, but they really hadn't met each other. To pick which one it is, because it keeps getting changed. And it's rather annoying as a viewer to keep up with what it is that you're trying to say, because it keeps on changing. I feel like they're all a bunch of liars. Even to this point, they did an interview the other day, didn't watch it, didn't really care to watch it, with Carlos, and she's still technically married. How long ago did they film this? Have you submitted the paperwork? Have you taken care of the situation? It's trash. Story keeps changing. There's overlap. We don't care. So Mel, after the story, and she's sitting there listening, asks everybody to join her outside, says that this is just for the ladies, hands them back. They pull out a bottle and it is rolled up a paper. Immediately, Kimmy's excited because she reads that they're all invited to St. Thomas. Everybody's excited. Then Tisha says, is it okay if I invite someone? Can we bring a +1? And she's like, if you feel like sharing the bed with them, because, you know, the place is already reserved. But if you want to bring somebody, you can bring somebody. It's obvious to me as soon as she said it that I knew that she was going to be inviting Destiny. And then Mel says, it's all right. I'm going to have other friends as well that are single. And plus, you know, a +1, which is obviously going to be Sunni. And she tells us that. I feel like this is the cash trip. End of that. Everybody's excited. Everybody's down. Trisha's going to, even though Mel at this point doesn't know about Trisha. So Tisha now is at Kimmy's. It's spring break. So everybody is gone. Monster is with his mom. Her husband's at work, and the dog is asleep or put away because he keeps apparently humping on people. Destiny arrives. I don't know why these people keep acting like they're so close with Destiny and she's so close with them, because you said nothing about her when she wasn't on the show. When she was taken off, I didn't hear anybody mention Destiny or do anything in regards to Destiny, but now we want to act like it's the Destiny show. Destiny says that she didn't come to the event because she was out of town on a date. Tisha lets it be known that, you know, Sunni didn't come, but she is trying to take your friends away. Kimmy tells her that she did go on a double date with Sunni and Moses. They aren't friends, but she does appreciate her. One of the last things she remembers when she was going through her stuff and about to have her biopsy is Sunni in the window praying for her. Say what you want to say about Sunni. At some point, she did have good attributes because she was there for Kimmy at a time when Kimmy needed her. She says they're not friends. She appreciates her. I don't understand why I feel like they owe so much to Destiny. Destiny does not run Huntsville, and this is a mess. Kimmy says, like, let's be clear. At the end of the day, should any mess go down, we are all Team Destiny. Why are we still talking about this? Destiny says that, you know, all my friends say that, but I don't like that they're hanging out with them and things of that nature. That's fair enough. I don't know why this camera keeps deciding to show things. And eventually it's going to show that I don't got nothing on. Okay, so Destiny brings up Martell and Trish and how Trish was at his house at one point and there was some DMing and all these other things. And Tisha's confused about the situation, but Tisha's like, it's okay. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask these questions when we're on a trip. I have something for you. And she hands her the bottle. The way Tisha did this was kind of like, why are you giving her your gift to show her? You really sat there on another day and brought this whole thing to show her rather than just give her the little paper. It's kind of like Tisha's trying to be funny because there was no need for all of that. She shows it to her. She reads it. She tells her she's invited. And she's like, you want to invite somebody after what you know, gone through or whatever to Mel stuff? And she's like, yeah. She said, I can invite anybody. So Kimmy says, maybe this is going to be a good time for you all to talk. I don't think that going away out of the country is a great time for me to talk. If I'm going on vacation, I only want good vibes around me. I wouldn't even want to do this for the show. Too much damage, in my opinion, has been done in regards to that situation. I think that it's one thing for Destiny not to take sides. It's another thing for her to do some of the things that she did and for her to get upset and lash out at the way that she did. Even though Mel was wrong for not responding to her or calling her or whatever, she gave you money. She had your back. She was there for you in various ways. She was calling you a baby mama and everything else. And you took her needing whatever time to go through her process as a dig to you. And as a result, you ended up siding with a man that continued to taunt her and do the things that he's done to her. So that's the end of that. She's going to think about it and pray on it. We already know she's going. Sunni and Mel meet up and they're going shopping. She lets her know that none of the ladies seem to be checking for her. And she's inviting her to the trip, but she feels like she needs to let her know this because she would want to know if she were in her shoes. She wouldn't want to walk into the situation blindly, so it's up to her if she'll go. I don't know why Sunni would want to go on this trip, especially being told that information. Sunni is confused at why, of all people, Kimmy was, has a problem with her. She thought that they were okay. Y'all aren't okay. Kimmy is cordial with you. And Kimmy is kind of fake. I used to love Kimmy, but Kimmy, I don't see it for Kimmy anymore. Mel lets her know that one moment Kimmy was speaking highly of her, and then the next she kind of jumped on the bad wagon speaking negatively about her. I don't know if I missed it or if they didn't show it. You all tell me if I didn't see that part because I was irritated in and out of it. Mel says no one's life at this point is revolving around Destiny. She doesn't feel like anyone is innocent in the situation, and neither do I. I think that they all have various parts. I do feel like it just needs to really be between Moses and Destiny. They already had that awkward talk at lunch. So why do we have to keep talking about this? Especially if Destiny's out and dating and whatever. I don't care to hear about it. Where's my cursor? Mel feels like these women are triggered. They're so opinionated about a person, she says, who wasn't even married to Moses. They were dating. And yet when it came to Martell, they didn't give that same energy. And we get flashbacks of Kimmy in particular. And it's very true. They show flashbacks of Kimmy saying that she doesn't want to call coleslaw a side piece, even though Martell was. And despite him cheating on Mel and the things that he had did, that he's a nice guy and that she's standing on it because she doesn't, take back what she says. Mel, the fact that Mel is bringing this up is obviously still hurt by it. She said, these people came to my house. I cooked for them. I went out with them and they didn't want to stand up for me. It's disappointing to see Tisha and Kimmy remaining friends with Destiny and Martell despite all that's transpired. Now, I don't feel like it's a thing where anybody should pick sides, but it's clear that in a way Mel wanted them to pick sides, and she's not coming straight out and saying it. But Mel, when you say that, you want them to pick sides. Why are you surprised about them remaining friends with Destiny when Mel, you're not remaining friends with them? This is clearly a working relationship. Mel says, nobody in this group can talk about girl code. They want to talk about girl code, but none of them can. Tisha and Kimmy, in my opinion, have no clue what girl code is. So I gotta agree with Mel on that. I feel like the two of them are so glad that their men aren't the ones that did what Martell did, and are so concerned with making sure that the secrets of their guys remain hidden, that they will continue to kind of ride with him just to make sure that their crap isn't revealed. And I think that if they were really down for Mel and had the girl code like they try to act like they do, then they would have been more protective of Mel and called out some of the things that he did. Mel isn't completely innocent in the situation by any means. She's done her stuff too. But him doing the revenge porn, or I should say the revenge pee, him doing that, to me, that took it to another level. But these people on this show seem to never see all of that. Anyways, sorry this was all over the place. Maybe I'll do better next time. If it's a better episode, you all tell me what you thought about this one. Until next time.